Good evening and a very warm welcome to the hour's news package with radio and television Tonga news for tonight. Making headlines, more land in Ewa allocated for the people of Mango. Registration for Hapai 12 by-election opens today, and Tongans believe that a US embassy in Tonga would solve the financial problems and save more money. We'll have these and more stories later on in the bulletin, including the latest sports news. Now for the stories in detail. His Majesty King Tupo VI has given his consent to split up 2 pieces of land for the people of Mango. These 2 pieces of land are about 8 acres each. The people of Mango already have a land to resettle to, however these pieces of land are for the community to cultivate and harvest their vegetables and crops. Mark Ake has more on that story.
The Lord Chamberlain to His Majesty Mosese Wakashiwola, who is in charge of the Paletua project, said that the first piece of land will be used by the people of Mango to grow vegetables that will be faster to consume in a short period of time, such as tomatoes, carrots, cabbage, and others. The second piece of land will then be used to grow commercial agricultural products, such as giant taro, Tongan kava, and others. Wakashiwola added that Mori Tonga has provided the people of Mango with access to vegetable seeds to plant once they settle in Taanga Eua. He hopes that the people of Mango will socialize with the people of Eua and get used to their new environment. At the moment, 4 temporary houses have been built under the Paletua project near the Heilala Tangitangi Palace for resettling the first group of people from Mango. The piece of land allocated for the resettlement is divided to about 24 allotments, but only 14 houses have been confirmed to be constructed, while the rest is still being considered by the landlord. In about 3 weeks' time, the construction for these buildings will be completed. Meanwhile, the piece of land allocated in Matatoa for His Majesty's people from Nuku'alofa is being finalized by the government, which is under the Paletua project. The Paletua project of His Majesty is a resettlement initiative for the communities of Mango and Nuku'alofa, who are amongst the most heavily affected by the tsunami and volcanic eruption in January.
The public are in support of opening a new US embassy in the kingdom, as they believe it will help them financially since traveling to Fiji to apply for a visa is expensive. Today, radio and television Tonga News got to hear people's thoughts on the establishment of an US embassy in Tonga after it was announced by the US Vice President Kamala Harris in last week's Pacific Forum. Mark Ake again with the details.
Palataso Havea from Whanga and Maria Loreto from Popua believe a US embassy in Tonga will help our economy and will attract tourists coming into the country. I believe this is a really good idea because booking appointments and arranging to travel to Fiji can be problematic financially, and you can't save any money, especially now as prices of goods and petrol continue to rise. Neighboring countries with no US embassies will look to come to Tonga to apply for one visa, which is good for tourism.
Ko tunga ko kuya ya tonga ni ta os ilo ka toa pe ai toa ekonomika. Pa ku kauia he fo I whakakaukau le mo fa fo ofa mon ke fo noani o ka pau e o mai embassy ki Tonga.
The Tongan economy is not doing so well right now, and a US embassy is a great idea. If someone gets a 10-year multiple entry visa to the US, they can go and work to help their family back here. It is understood that traveling to Fiji to apply for a US visa can cost more than 5,000 pa'anga, as Tangisi Moimoi and Meli Amanaki expressed. A US embassy would be good since we no longer have to buy a ticket, and usually when you fly to Fiji, you don't often have any relatives, so you have to book a hotel while you wait for your visa application. An embassy will make things more convenient. Tongans applying for visas in Fiji often struggle financially. Sometimes they only eat once a day, and they depend on family overseas, but those families sometimes struggle themselves. The establishment of an embassy was announced last week by United States Vice President Kamala Harris at the Pacific Islands Forum Leaders Meeting, stating that America will substantially ramp up its presence in the region.
Registration for candidates for the by-election of the People's Representative of Hapai 12 opens today at the Hapai Governor's office and will close at 3 p.m. tomorrow. Supervisor of Elections Peter Vuki told radio and television Tonga News that the number of candidates registered for the Hapai 12 by-election will be confirmed once registration is closed. In last year's election, there were 6 candidates for Hapai 12, and late Minister Vili Manopangai Hingano won that election. The Speaker of the Legislative Assembly, Lord Fafanua, last month issued the writ of election for a by-election to elect a parliamentary representative for the people of the Hapai 12 electoral constituency. The Hapai 12 constituency seat became vacant upon the passing of Manopangai Hingano last month. The by-election will commence on Thursday, the 1st of September. The noble estate holder of Felemea Ha'apai, Brigadier Lord Philakepa, warmly welcomed the donation of school materials and a water tank from the Rotary Club Nuku'alofa and PSP Bank designated for the people of Felemea this morning. The donated assistance consists of 20 desks and chairs, 10 bicycles and one 5,000-litre water tank for the Government Middle School of Mata'aho Ha'apai, which students of Felemea attend. Miliana Fifita of the PSP Bank and Rotary Club Nuku'alofa told Radio Tonga News this morning the assistance is part of a joint initiative program of Rotary Club Nuku'alofa and PSP Bank to develop community humanitarian lifestyles. It is also part of Rotary Club Nuku'alofa celebrating its 50th anniversary since it was established in Tonga. Meanwhile, the chairperson of Felemea's committee, Paula said the bicycles will help transport children of Felemea to Uiha, which is where the only government school is located. The Government Middle School of Mata'aho will also receive desks and chairs, while the water tank will be used by the home of the Felemea people when they travel to Pangai Ha'apai. The presentation of the assistance was held at Taufa'aha Wharf, where the assistance was boarded onto the MV Tongaofa, which will leave for Ha'apai tomorrow morning. The assistance is estimated to be worth up to 4,000 ba'anga. Sport is up next with Mark Ake, brought to you with thanks to the kind sponsorship of Pacific Timber and Hardware.
To netball, the Tongatapu will take on Samoa this evening at the Oceania Netball World Cup qualifiers, and Tonga Netball CEO says that the team is fit and ready to go. Tonga Netball CEO Sarate Sisfa is in Suva, Fiji with the team and says that Tonga is fortunate to have expert physios train the team and using sports science. The team's physio team include Van Nguyen and Tiana Mosca. Sisfa explained that the sports science method includes weighing players after training to profile things such as weight, energy loss, and energy needed. This allows them to find ways to re-energize the players. Sisfa said this method will be very beneficial in the long term of the sport. The qualifiers in Fiji will follow the round-robin format, with the team with the most points winning the competition. The top 2 teams will represent Oceania at the World Cup. Tonga will compete against Samoa, Fiji, the Cook Islands, and Papua New Guinea. However, Tatala will take on Samoa at 8:30 tonight, and this match will be broadcasted live on radio and television Tonga News.
That wraps up this evening's news package, but before we part, here's one final look at today's top stories. More land in Ewa allocated for the people of Mango. Registration for Hapai 12 by-election opens today, and the U.S. Embassy in Tonga will solve the financial problems of Tongan people and save more money. And that's it for tonight. Thank you for your company. I'm Paula. Good evening.